We will visit two quite important locations today, as well as we will find few locked doors that are hiding something behind. Will I be able to find the key? Let's have a look. I strongly believe that this will be our last official travel through the jungle, just like this Shubil's, I guess. Reason for us being here today is the passage, which is very well hidden, so well in fact that I have never been here before. You know, I spent most of my time around the desert-ish areas of exiled lands. Jungle was only visited for material like thick leather, or will be visited in the future for glowing goop from now on. I found this cave right by one of the little camps and it was full of glowing goop, so if you need it, you can come here and grab respectable amounts of it. The cave itself is located on the verge of L7 and L8. Once I got what I needed, I was getting closer towards our first checkpoint when I have found ruined Outpost. I thought it may be playing some significant role in here or have some goodies for us, but except the Sand Reaper and a spider, there wasn't much else to be seen in here. On the side note, I did not know that Sand Reapers can come in green variants as well. Anyways, we have attuned our bracelet to the local obelisk and kept moving onwards, when I have noticed that number of the locusts is increasing quite rapidly. So we have started dealing with them one by one, and then I have noticed something odd looking. It was like a Sand Reaper, but not exactly the same. Then it struck me, it is the Sand Reaper's queen and we need to slay one to get part of the Scourgestone. Unfortunately, no Scourgestone piece this time, so let's go, move on. Shortly after defeating the queen, we have discovered the northernmost part of the jungle, and this is exactly the place we have been aiming to find out. Clearly these are remnants of Lemurian civilization and the passage we have been looking for. The passage itself starts with a narrow tunnel that leads directly into this open area. It contains misleading green crystals that yield just a regular variant, as well as it does not have a regular way to the lower level. So, once you find yourself on the ground, you'll be greeted by these jumping spiders and should definitely keep your eyes open for yet another Sand Reaper's queen. This one somehow was weaker than the one right before entering the passage, and unlike the stronger sister, it dropped exactly what we needed, which is the Broken Scourgestone Piece. Upon reaching the other side of this area, you will have to climb your way to the top. Then you will see pretty much what you have seen on the other side. Something that resembles of a broken bridge. Funny how when I wanted to find out any points of interest in this place, these two decided to stay dry on the rock and wait until I get back onto the land. Anyways, there is a set of stairs that leads directly to this gate right here, and the gate itself will be moving us, obviously through the loading screen, right to here, which is the other side of the passage located within the frosty areas of exiled lands. It will also put a second instance of the passage on our map. Following the trail that originates at the exit of the passage, I have got to this beautiful scenery. We've got the dam, we've got the volcano, as well as the Black Keep, all in one place. If you go to the left from here, you will not only put the Great Dam on your map, but we will also find exiles that are capable of carrying a full-size taxidermized elk king. Don't ask me how. If you swim across to the other side and will follow the shore, you will find three small-sized Nordheimer settlements, and these are Coldfish Camp, where you can find Varpnir, Meltwater Crag, and lastly Rhymefisher's Hut, where Ghost will point you towards a journal that teaches Slit Throat emote. Okay, it would be about the time to cross Bridge of the Betrayer to the other side, so we could attune our bracelet to another obelisk, and then we would have to choose which way we would like to go forward in order to find the entrance to Black Keep. I originally went to the right, but as it turns out, going to the left would be a direct path to the gate we are looking for. So just keep following this set of stairs, slay your way through local undead, and it will bring you here. Gate in the distance is our target. However, we have to deal with some more undead and discover what that tablet has to say about this place.
In wartime, there is enough blame. Who struck the first blow? I cannot say. They enslaved you, twisting the bracelets to their corrupted ways. We retaliated by destroying their aqueduct. We established an outpost, Zula, in the north, to watch the Serpent Men and prevent them from joining with their allies. And I began to formulate a powerful sorcery to ensure the safety of our people.
Okay, now we can just go through the gate, as if you follow the path on your right from the main entrance, it would just make you do a full circle down to the lower level. When you make your way inside, be careful on the spikes that are quite well camouflaged. You can clearly see them if you expect anything like this, but if you don't, you will end up walking through them just the way I did. If we go to the left, that would be our main path forward, as all the others lead to dead ends with chests or some other insignificant locations. Feel free to explore, of course, but once you get back to here, you'll have to fight undead guardians. Then, once you are done, open up chests that are around, as they have quite decent stuff inside. If you find yourself in here, use this sort of jump pad to get onto the hidden compartment which you can see just about now. I missed it, but revisited it 2 more times, and it's definitely worth opening the 2 chests that are located in there, as one contains mostly coins or gold bars, while the other one can yield stuff like star metal tools, star metal bars, composite obsidian, and way more valuables, so don't miss it. There is a total of 5 rooms in here. They resemble prison cells, and 2 of them will be guarded by skeletons. In some of these cells you will be able to find chests, so go through them as you may find something worth your time. You can also find this specific note in one of these rooms, which would confirm that 5 compartments that we've just visited were indeed prison cells. Once you get out of the cell, go through this door here. There will be another chest right around the corner, and another room with the chest waiting to be opened. That one can contain interesting loot as well, so don't skip it. Moving out of this location, if we follow route to our right, it will take us through a corridor to a set of stairs leading to 2nd level of the keep. Just be careful, as there is quite a few spike traps on the way up, of which I have managed to trigger nearly every single one, so don't be like me. There are multiple chests in here, and you will have to slay a few more skeletons, but I will skip that part and move on to here, which is at the very end of this hall. Turning once again to the right, you'll see a few options to progress from this point. I have also found this here and thought maybe there is a journal around that would teach us something, but the only thing I learned is that sometimes looks can be deceiving, so I found myself on the lower floor in quite express pace. Funny thing is that you can find few chests underwater in here, and one of them contains bees. I mean, a watertight container, which is submerged in water, has bees that are alive? I guess only in Conan. Now we are going to get the key. Memorize the corridor with 2 vertical wooden planks resting against the wall. This exact one here. That corridor leads to a room with a chest that contains the much needed ancient key. You can find it in the left corner of the room within this open chest. Then we have opened a nearby locked door and it led us to here. Yet another hall which at its very end contained 4 chests protected by spike traps. Second locked room was full of creepy crawlies, and as for the reward, you guessed it, even more chests. Lastly, we have the third locked room. It is the one surrounded by a corridor around it with 2 skeletons inside, and we've also got the main antagonist of today's episode, that being the Kingscourge. Surprisingly, this guy has quite a few different attack patterns, but what I found the most interesting about him is that even though he moves like a snail, he's able to send the edge of his sword flying above our heads with scary speed. That still did not prevent him from his eventual demise, and upon looting the fallen king, we have obtained tier of 2 races, which would be required to craft the Keystone. Right behind the area where he stood, you can also find this tablet that will teach you how to craft Silent Legion armor and Kingscourge weapons. Have a look. What I also found interesting is that there are 2 more tablets just like the one behind Kingscourge, and they teach exactly the same thing. I guess they were placed here for decorative purposes. Anyways, that would be it for today. I appreciate you being here. Leave a like and subscribe if you liked this adventure, and I shall see you in the next one.